hope your first few weeks at the school have been good. And I wanted to pick up where I left off in my orientation day speech. I introduced this idea of not losing sight of your passions and dreams and falling in love with your journey here at Taft. Your career here is indeed a journey, a quest. You arrive here, your day is numbered and time finite. Many of us arrive with dreams or visions or goals, or simply a New Year's resolution type of list in our heads to guide us through our odyssey here. And now we're here, each one with their unique path and outlook on what it means to be at Taft. Although regardless of who you are and how you got here, it is a privilege to be here. To be at a place where we're challenged yet supported, different yet welcome, unique yet part of a whole community, and a special one for that matter. And we're at a place where we're oftentimes busy and our plates are full, and we're often on the go. Amidst the busy happenings of our 21st century lives, the academics, social life, arts, sports, and all this, it's so easy to forget the bigger picture and the vision that you once scribbled down in your notepads. It's easy to forget the memories that you stored away in the long-term memory folder of your brain about the person who you want to be. And maybe you're thinking you don't have goals or aspirations, but we all do. And if we look back and do some soul searching, we can find them. Spoken or unspoken, your visions are a kind of representation of you and your personality, your disposition, your experiences, and your identity. In the Taft craze, many of us betray a part of our identities by allowing the aspirations to become nothing more than pieces of paper or remote thoughts stored away in our brains. And we go through the motions, living meaninglessly and working tirelessly to keep in line with the system. Although we have to remember that those wild and unrealistic dreams that we once dreamed are a part of us and our identities. The secret imaginings and deep-rooted passions add meaning and purpose to our being. Passion fuels purpose, and purpose can be altered. Goals can change. But whatever it is that you dream, don't allow failure to force you to give up on it, because failure is inevitable, especially at a place like this that holds us to such high standards as students and as people. Struggles and tribulations and obstacles are all inevitable as a part of your journey. But in the midst of it, you can look back to those aspirations that brought you here. You can look back at your past and see how far you've come to get to this point. Where I'm from, we have this maxim that goes, bola di 90, meaning the game is 90 minutes long. This is a saying based around the game of soccer, although it is in reference to life, meaning it is not over until it is over. The saying represents hope in seasons of trial, despair, stress, fear, and pressure. Reminds us not to write ourselves off, and that we don't have to settle for lives without substance and meaning just because our current situations seem to be that way. As Malcolm Gladwell says in Outliers, hard work is a prison sentence only if it does not have meaning. Once it does, it becomes the kind of thing that makes you grab your wife around the waist and dance a jig. So cling on to the purpose and the meaning that allows you to enjoy the journey. Simultaneously, this idea of 90 minutes and the saying bola di 90 also reminds us that every chapter is finite. It has to come to an end at some point. And even though many of us will leave here with lifelong connections and a special bond, our time here as students on this campus will wind down eventually. Bearing this in mind, as a community, let us cultivate an attitude of appreciation and gratitude for the myriad of stories and journeys that define us as a whole, especially knowing that this is only a stop in each of our roads. We must be intentionally kind, enriching our experience and that of others through it, striving for equity, acceptance, understanding, and excellence, and in this, upholding the mantra of service to one another. That all starts with driven individuals. So I implore you, go after it. Whatever it is that you have set out to do it with passion and conviction. Strive to grow into who you always dreamed of being, and enjoy it too. Because if you don't stop to look around, you could miss the most precious years in this journey. And as Malcolm Gladwell goes on to say in Outliers, in regards to what makes us happy, It's whether or not our work fulfills us. Therefore, I say again, fall in love with your journey. Don't lose sight of your dreams and aspirations, and don't forget the passion and love for those things that make you uniquely yourself. And remember, Bola 90. It's not over until it's over, so make the most of it until it is over. Thank you.
So that was too good. I'm like really nervous now. Good morning, everyone. Speaker and entertainer Linda Brackle notes that life is like riding a bicycle. She further explains that it is impossible to maintain your balance while standing still. As you probably started to learn the last few days, Taft is no joke. We definitely are not standing still here. We're constantly moving between places, classes, and activities. The challenges are there: an innovative academic curriculum, a very competitive extracurricular program, and an even more compelling cultural program. This year will without a doubt be an exceptionally hard year and a busy one. That comes with many challenges that we will all need to tackle with determination, forward momentum, and commitment. At Taft, we learn to grow. Not me, though. I've been 5'3" since my freshman year. But honestly, even though the changes might seem small, they are progressively accumulating, and they turn out to have a huge impact by the end of your time here. I think all the seniors can agree that freshman year me would not be standing here giving a speech in front of all of you, and I think that's a beautiful thing. I still remember running into Blessing Agbonaho my freshman year, who happened to be a 6-foot basketball star. It was 6 a.m., and I was on my daily gym grind. Don't ask me why, because I still don't know what I was doing up at the gym at 6 a.m. But I remember him asking me if I was his new amazing basketball recruit because I wore Jordans and I went to the gym every day. That was a huge compliment, by the way. But he later realized that I was far from that when he went to my first game, and I rode the bench the entire game. It was really nice to see myself in that perspective, though, and it made me realize that I can be whoever I want to be. I come from a public school in Queens, New York. There were no sports teams there except for boys basketball. I truly only started to play sports here at Taft, so I really like seeing myself as an athlete from Blessing's perspective. Because he's right, I low-key could be a baller. It taught me that your past is not who you are, but rather the context for who you will be. And your flaws do not make up your being, but they serve as reminders that we are human, different in a way that is beautiful, leaving no rules for normancy. We are all truly special. We come to Taft thinking that in order to be successful, we need to already come in as a varsity athlete or be in the highest math class. Your circumstances do not define you, but they will facilitate the story that you will eventually be telling. If you haven't been listening to the one thing I've said today, work with me these last few minutes. Believe it or not, time flies here. Taft is an amazing space where students like you and me are able to learn not only about each other, but ourselves. Sorry. We want to become the legacies that we want to leave behind and impact what we want to make each other in our community. Don't wait until your senior speech to talk about what you wish you did or how you wish your experience was. Pop into Mr. Mack's office, chat with him about what you want to change and how do you accomplish it. Go to Mr. Allen with ideas on how to share others and bring others together. And remember that we have fun here too. We constantly are growing and learning, but we are also going to Saturday night dances and football night games. Don't take those experiences for granted. Don't take your time here for granted. Although I still have a year left, I wish I would have gone to that rave dance my freshman year, or gone to watch that hockey game, or even to sit at that intimidating table. I can't guarantee you that Taft will make you the perfect person. I am far from that. I still hand things in late. Mr. Schumann can definitely attest to that. I'm not the perfect student or teacher, but I know that wherever I am, I have people that support me and will be with me the rest of my life. So today, take a risk, talk to someone new, and be the person you want to be. Thank you.